Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to talk about tanks. You saw in the previous two videos about building teams. We spoke about marksmen and how to build a physical team, and mages and how to build a magical team. And in both videos, we spoke about supportive heroes, but the concern was basically like more toward the marksmen and mages and few cannons, but we never like spoke about tanks, or we rarely spoke about the tanks. Does it mean that they are not important? Actually, they are a very important part in the game. And actually, they are also the most balanced unit right now in the game. Because if you have a tank for your team, you are sacrificing an extra damage amount for defense. And if you don't have a tank, you are sacrificing the defense for an extra damaging amount. So, let's start having, let's say, a brainstorm about the tanks. Which tank are the best ones to raise for a VIP zero or like free player, and for an average spender, and then for a high spender. First of all, you must know something that the perfect tank doesn't exist. Like, you can't find a tank which can encounter all types of teams. That doesn't exist. You might find a tank which have specifically high armor, like Uther. You might find a tank which have specifically high magic resist, like Jacob or Loria. But you can't find a tank which have everything in one, like all inclusive. That doesn't exist. That concept is not in the tanks. Every tank have a specialty. Even the legendary tanks can't encounter everything. So that means that if you're having a tank, you might need another tank to encounter different types of teams. But don't think that your tank is not doing well. It just depends on which team are you going to fight with. So let me tell you some general information about the tanks. The most important part about any tank is the talent. If you are going to use any tank, legendary, free, um, you must have the talent of this tank to be 100%. If you can't make it 100% and you are focusing more on your mages and marksmen, I understand that. So basically, maximize the armor, maximize the magic resist, maximize the shield effect. If your tank require a shield, maximize it, because the tank is basically defensive, so you need to maximize these things. Unless your tank is Seizo or Smoke, in this case, you don't have to focus on these things. With those tanks, you need to focus on attacking branches. But I'm talking about majority of tanks right now. So the armor, magic resist, dodge level, defensive things are important. Now, let's talk about some tanks branches. Like, let's classify the tanks. Like, we spoke about tanks which are having high armor, Uther and his family. Magic resist tanks which are like Loria and like Jacob. And there are tanks which have high ability to have a shield, like Gerber or Vala. And there are tanks which have a high ability of summoning, like Xerxes or Malachi. So there are all types of tanks. There are also tanks which have a high dodge, like Pulan or Sharon or Kaiser. There are tanks which have ability to damage the back row. Jacob is one of them. So there are so many types. We classify them briefly right now. It's not specific classification. Maybe I need a sheet to classify them, but this is a general classification. Now, which one are the best ones to raise if you are starting the game or if you are already playing the game? First of all, I would love to start with Uther. Uther is the second tank you get in the game after Bedivere. It's a free tank. You can easily raise it, and it have insane armor. It can encounter the physical teams in general, and also it is the leader, or let's say, the awakening hero. I don't know how to call it, but you know, there is that gunner group. He increase the armor for all the gunner group if they are in the same team. So check here. If you have Xerxes and you want him to get more durability, you can pair him with Uther if you are a spender. If you're a free player and you have gears, you can pair him with Uther. If you have Monkson, you can pair him with Uther to give him more durability. If you have gears or gridlock, same thing, you get me? So he is like multifunctional tank. Even for the layers like Elite Dungeon and Crystal Spire, he can also be used there. That's for Uther. Another tank you need to raise, or you might like to raise, but there are other options for free players or spenders. But I would basically recommend you to start with Jacob, because at full power, he is very good, honestly. He can have a high magic resistance at the same time. He can damage the back row of your opponent during a battle, which you can make him like a very strong offensive and defensive tank at the same time. That's for Jacob. You might raise Jason, a tank like Jason. He is very nice tank, like very powerful, honestly, at a high level, especially when you pair him with Uther. It's very impressive, but you know, it's not immune toward like how can I say it? It's a tank which have a high dodge level in general, and it spread the damage over his teammates, so you will not feel the damage. But anyway, it can be encountered by physical or magical teams. Like it doesn't have a specialty in general, so it's a good tank. But you know, you must pair him mostly. You must pair him with some other tank. That's what I want to say. There are many other options. Pulan, if you got them to full level, but I would recommend you again to start with Uther and Jacob. That's for the tanks, which you like should start with. Either you are a free player. For average spender, it might kind of differ. Like maybe you want to raise a Monkson because you get him for free after some purchasing some VIP level. So you might want to raise him if you like one soul stone for 100 diamonds, pretty good. For high spenders, it's also differ. Like you might want to get Xerxes or Neza or like any legendary tank might differ for you. But for majority of players, Uther and Jacob, another tank if you like, it's up to you. So those are the most important tanks. Another tank which is I consider it as the best tank right now in the game is Gerber. Why? Because it's a legendary tank and it have a skin. You can get his soul stones and you can get his skin for free in the Abyss shop. Not for free, I mean you buy it but using the Abyss coins. So it's for free. Like you don't spend to get it. At the same time, it have insane defensive skills. Like what can I say in the arena as example? Majority of top players are using Gerber. As example, I'm using him right now to defend in the arena. Rank fire. He's the strongest one on our server using him. This one is using him also. This one is using him also. You know, many players are using him because he got like insane power. Even average spending players are using him. I mean, like check here, like 42 and 50 ranks, average ranks, and Gerber. I can scroll randomly right now and find Gerber everywhere in the alliance. So, you know, he's very nice tank for average spender specifically, which can like use hybrid teams. So that's for the tanks which you should raise. So what if you are an average spender and you want to get a legendary tank? Which one should you go for? Let me tell you first. If you want to go for a tank, put in your mind that this tank must be 4 stars at least. Because being honest, any 3-star tank will be very vulnerable to get killed or lose. So basically, if you want to get a tank, make sure that you can make this tank to 4 stars and even 5 stars if you can. For high spenders, it doesn't matter, but I can tell you which tanks you would like to start with or which can help you to start with. But for average spenders, yeah, go for a tank which you can make 4 stars. because a legendary tank, 3 stars, is very useless. So if you want to get a tank, which ones you should start with? Basically, as I remember, like in accounts after getting the VIP 10 or VIP levels, I saw that you find Monkson for 1,000 diamonds. It's a very good deal, and you can raise him later for 1 diamond, for one soulstone for 100 diamonds. So it's a very nice deal. His skin also is for free. It's a good thing to start with. If you want to get another tank, like you can go for Xerxes, but make sure that you can make him 4 stars so he can perform decently. There is Neza also, but it's kind of costly. It's a wishing pool hero, and you must make it 4 stars later or 5 stars. But if you want to go for her, you can go. But basically, I recommend Monkson for majority of players because it's the easiest option. If you want to get or Xerxes also because it's a wheeled hero. But if you want to get a tank for a physical player, average spender, you can go for Smoke. 4-star Smoke with Aurora and the same team is awesome. So you can go for him. That's for the average spenders. But for the high spenders at Lord level and so on, if you want to get like buy a tank, and definitely in this level of spending, you will make this tank silver or gold star. So in this case, if you want to start with something, you can start with Xerxes wheel event, and very easy to upgrade comparing to the wishing pool heroes. And at the same time, his summoning skill make him very overpowered and hard to kill. So getting him at a high star level make him like very strong compared to other tanks. And if you want to get another tank and you are a physical player, let's say obsessed with physical teams, go for Seizo. But to be kind of hard, but you can go for Seizo. Like I got a friend here, he got Seizo full skin level. His Seizo is full skin level. So if you want to use a physical team, go for Seizo with skin. It's a high way, sorry, it's a fast way to get high power number, and it's also strong actually, but not like you don't get what you expect from him after spending a lot on him, because honestly the skin is kind of scam. What can I say? It's not worth it. But anyway, if you are like to, you can go for it. So you can go for Neza, you can go for Monkson, but basically Xerxes and Monkson are the best ones to go for majority of players. If you are want to go for more, you can go for Neza, but 4 stars is better than 3, and and Smoke for physical players, it's a perfect option. But anyway, Seizo and Smoke are like different type of tanks. They need a video alone, so we will not talk about them now. So for this video, that's everything I have about the tanks. I would like to know if you are using tanks like Norman or Slimmer King or Lee, like tanks which I never saw anyone using them at top 50 and so on. I would love to see like, is there anyone in your server using those tanks in the top 50? I'm interested to know, honestly. So let me know in the comments if you saw anyone using them, or even if you are using them. I would love to know that. And click like if this video is helpful for you, so it will be recommended to others also. And let me know your experience with tanks. Do you prefer tankless teams or teams with tanks? And I would love to know about the rare tanks which no one is using. Did you ever see anyone using those tanks at a high rank in your server? I would love to know that. And that's all for this video. Let me know which topics do you want to see in the next video about MR. I'm pretty sure that majority of topics are not covered, so let me know which video is the most needed, so I will be able to help you. And that's all. Thank you for watching.